but also in skill and tremendous strength
and technique. Up she
goes. Press and the EST of NXT. And then she delivers a snake eyes on Aaliyah.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome back to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to your weekly NXT review. Now, I know, I apologize. I did not do a review of NXT last week, but I had my grandparents over, and it was a bit weird trying to do a review with them in the house. I was all over the place, and I really couldn't do it, and I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'll make up for it by doing a review this week and just giving myself a thorough review, and, you know, mostly making up for it by doing a Raw and SmackDown review. Raw sucked ass. SmackDown was okay. You know, both go-home shows really weren't all that good. But this one, this right here, this is how you do a go-home show. NXT doing it way better than their mother and father Raw and SmackDown. How is the kid owning the parents right now? I'll never know. But NXT killed it tonight. We first start off the show with the War Raiders versus Jobbers. You know, we begin the War Raiders versus Jobbers match every single week. War Raiders had some pretty nice tag team moves here, as they do every single week. Like I said, they remind me so much of Authors of Pain and how they always had those really unique tag team moves. Well, War Raiders has unique tag team moves as well. There was actually one spot where one of the Jobbers came in to take out Rowe, and he knocked them down with just one punch. Just knocked him down. He sold the hell out of it. And this all led to the War Raiders doing a little bit of a back suplex. Like, one person goes for a back suplex, and then the other one goes to the top rope and hits a leg drop from the top rope onto the person being back suplex. That combination, if you play any iteration of a WWE game, you know what that move is. Back suplex, leg drop combo for the pin, and the War Raiders win. After the match, I don't remember which one it was, if it was Hanson or Rowe, but one of them gets on Arco and they say, they call themselves the Mighty. Well, we'll show you the Mighty, before laying out the Jobbers once again. So that basically sets up the two tag teams to go at it at the TakeOver pre-show. I assume it's going to be on the pre-show, and at the end of the night, it was confirmed that it would be on the pre-show. So, yeah, pretty excited for that, which makes sense why they turned TM61 heel. I'm almost certain War Raiders is winning that match. I will be shocked if TM61 gets the win, even though they're the ones who really need it. I mean, I guess they don't need it. They haven't been getting buried, or they haven't been like losing a lot, but I feel like even with them as heels, they just still don't have the momentum that they had when they first came back. Like, they need that momentum back, and I feel like beating a big team will get them back on track, but I don't think they're going to beat the War Raiders here, so I guess they're just going to have to wait their turn. We then got to EC3 versus Cassius Ohno. Now, I like this match. I like this match because from last week, we saw EC3 kind of interfered in Cassius Ohno's little photo shoot he had going on. Cassius Ohno felt very disrespected by this and set a match between the two for next week. Cassius Ohno, during his entrance, stormed the ring, didn't smile, didn't do any of his theatrics, just walked down to the ring, got in the ring, didn't break eye contact with EC3. They shouted, "Oh no," he did the "oh no" thing, but he looked so angry when he did it, and then he immediately went back onto EC3, pushed him out the way. I'm like, damn, where's all this fire coming from? Why don't we see this Cassius Ohno more often? Like, the Cassius Ohno we be seeing every single week is like bland. Like, he's like, I don't want to say he's a bland, because he's a really good performer, okay? Cassius Ohno is a good performer. It's just that the gimmick is just totally non-existent. I can't really tell you what his gimmick is other than he can wrestle. But this, like, no smiling, no theatrics, just straight up in your face, kicking your ass. Cassius Ohno, I like this Cassius Ohno, especially because in the match, he was hitting him up punches and chops, all types of sentons, throwing him onto the outside, punching him some more, chopping him some more, throwing him all across the ring, hitting him sentons outside. Cassius Ohno dominated the match, and I liked it. I'm going to keep saying it. We need to see more of this Cassius Ohno in NXT. That other Cassius, I don't know who that is. I want to see more of this guy. I do like the body language Cassius Ohno was showing in this match. He just looked pissed off and looked like he was disrespected, and he's getting back at the guy who did it. So once again, big ups to Cassius Ohno for his performance tonight. Cassius Ohno had EC3 on the middle rope. He went for something, but EC3 thrusted himself into Cassius Ohno's gut because, you know, Cassius Ohno is a bit overweight. In this, knocked the air out of him. EC3 hit the TKO for the pin. I thought Cassius Ohno should have won this match with the performance he had. You know what? If you ask me, with that performance, Cassius Ohno is warranted the win here. So, your winner, even though he didn't win the match, Cassius Ohno. We didn't get to the next match. Bianca Belair versus Aaliyah. Where's Aaliyah been for the past God knows how long? Like, when was the last time Aaliyah was on NXT television? I'm not sure, but it was refreshing to see her back. You know, I think just the other day, or damn, I know I know it wasn't the other day, but probably just a few weeks ago or whatever. I was like, I wonder what happened to Aaliyah. Like, WWE can use, the NXT could use some more babyface women in their division. Especially because, like, you have one big top heel. You could use a lot more babyfaces for her to run through at the moment. So I'm like, okay, well, Aaliyah makes sense. So Aaliyah versus Bianca Belair. And I wrote down here, I hope she picked up some new moves. Well, if she did, she didn't get to show it off because Bianca Belair dominated the whole match. Which I didn't have a problem with because Bianca Belair is just so talented, so athletically gifted. This woman was doing cartwheels, moonsaults, everything under the sun you could think of that amazingly gifted person could do in the ring. She was basically doing it. And then like she did with Candice LeRae, she did a deadlift military press on Aaliyah, which still just looks amazing for a woman to just take someone from the ground up and just thrust them into the air and start walking around with them. Now, in this military press, she threw Aaliyah into the top rope, and her head ricocheted back, and I was like, that like it hurt, but Aaliyah was okay, so it was fine. Also, I just want to say, Bianca Belair, I could do without that blue lipstick. That was very, it was popping, and I'm not talking about popping like it's popping. I'm not talking about that popping. I'm talking about, like, it was bright and vibrant, and it was a little bit distracting. So I could do with you not having bright color lipstick ever again. Not saying she looked bad in it. It was just, like, very distracting. So, my ADHD was all over the place with that lipstick going on. Anyway, so Bianca Belair with this hits her new finisher. Yes, I believe... hopefully she is ditching the alley-oop bomb because I just did not like that as her finisher. Bianca Belair hits a sit-out burning hammer. Now, I don't know what this move is technically called, but whenever I think of the move being done, it's like a burning hammer, except instead of dropping you on your head, she just drops you on your face, like flat, and she kind of sits out. So I call it a sit-out burning hammer. So she hit that on the Aaliyah for the pin. I think it looks awesome. Definitely keep this as her finisher. Give it a unique name. I don't know. Call it whatever year she was born in. So she calls herself the EST of NXT. Just call it whatever year she was born in. Bianca Belair won. I wrote down I was not a fan of her working heel in this match. I could totally see her being the one to beat Shayna Baszler for the Women's Championship, but you can't do that if she's a heel. Because a heel versus heel match doesn't work on a major show. I wrote this down, and yes, I do agree. I do think that Bianca Belair, I think we could have got a lot more out of her as a babyface. A heel Bianca Belair, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, but I'd just rather her be a babyface. I want to see her beat Shayna Baszler for the championship, and she can't beat Shayna Baszler if she's a heel, because Shayna's a heel. Also, with Shayna being a top heel, that kind of puts Bianca Belair in a back until Shayna loses the title. So, and I don't think they're calling up Bianca Belair just yet. It's a little too early to call her. Now, I'm not saying she doesn't have the talent to, because Lord knows she has the talent to get called up. But she should stay in NXT for a little bit. They can use her. They don't need any more talent going up the main roster just yet. We then got an interview with Team Kickbay, otherwise known as Dakota Kai. I actually just saw Dakota Kai. She was on the New Legacy Inc. YouTube channel. I actually watch those guys every now and then. She was playing GTA 5 with them. Pretty funny girl. So yeah, for now on, she is known as Team Kickbay. So she seemed to regain her confidence in this promo, saying she's going to be going after the NXT Women's Champion. Up until Bianca Belair came into frame. And I was like, oh shit. And now Dakota Kai's about to curl up into a ball again and start rocking back and forth. Like, like I was expecting Dakota Kai to just start doing that because she just seems like a little... Lord. But Bianca Belair, she came up in here like, I don't know what you doing all that talking for. You know I'm gonna beat, like I can't do it. Like, but she was snapping her fingers. She was doing the whole, you know how black girls be doing the whole thing with their hands, or this woman in general be doing the whole thing with their hands, and they talking and they just be closing at the same time. You know, she was popping up the lip. She was doing the whole eye roll thing. I'm like, girl, why you got the whole black woman all mad and angry thing all down?
You really gonna sit here and interview this chick? I mean, did you not just see what I just did out there? I am the best, unlike this chick right here. You're not gonna do anything but cry and fail just like you did with Shayna. So Dakota, fall back. Bye-bye. Get in the back of the line because it's my time to shine. Alright?
I'm not even mad though, because how often do we see this in WWE other than Naomi? And she don't even do that often. But she had the whole Black Dynamite Woman thing going on in this promo, and I loved it. So we need to see more of Bianca Belair on the microphone. Just saying. Say what you want, but the Black Dynamite thing with Bianca Belair works. As a heel. That's the only thing I like about heel Bianca Belair, is that we probably wouldn't get that much of it as a babyface. So, this I enjoy. Not only now, I want to see Bianca Belair versus Naomi, because I feel like that match would just be so amazing. Let's just agree that all the black women in WWE are just amazing at what they do. All of them. I mean, you would have Nia Jackson, Alicia Fox in the background, but Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Naomi, Ember Moon, just put them in a fatal 4-way match and have them wrestle forever, and I will be happy. We didn't get to the main event. I was super psyched for this match when it was announced earlier tonight, and boy, did it deliver. Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Now, Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly faced off in a triple threat tag team match at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, and I thought that both men were the shining stars of the match, especially Kyle O'Reilly, just because Adam Cole went into that match hurt, so Kyle O'Reilly basically had to carry his team. He had some of the best and funniest selling. Kyle O'Reilly is a hidden gem in NXT. Like, some people sleep on this guy, and I think after this match, no one can really sleep on him anymore. But Kyle O'Reilly is just probably one of the best things about NXT. And I know it's kind of a big praise, maybe too big of a praise to be talking about this guy like that when you have so many of the men on roster. But you got to keep your eye on this guy. Go watch some of his indie work. Kyle O'Reilly is the shit. Kyle O'Reilly is the real deal. And I think him being paired with Adam Cole is just a blessing in disguise. Just the whole team of Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, who's injured right now, is just amazing now that I think about it. So, make me more and more of an Undisputed Era fan by the day. I really didn't want to be an Undisputed Era fan because I just felt like, oh, it's just a rip-off Bullet Club. But I'm loving it, dude. They work. They gel together well. So let's talk about the match. The match was damn good. This was a really good match. Was no 5-star classic. Let's not go that far. But it was a good. It started off with some nice mat wrestling. Pete Dunne doing the whole joint manipulation thing with the fingers, bending the back, you know, stomping on the arms. Kyle O'Reilly, he was doing some kicks because, you know, he has the MMA background. The two were going at it. Series of punches from each man, forearms, there was a headbutt spot. They were just going at it. And this match went on for at least a good 10, maybe 15 minutes, but the whole time I was focused, entranced. It had my attention. I think at one point they both got a standing ovation. I think it was during headbutt spot. You got to go out of your way to watch this match. I usually don't say this often, but you know, of course I would, with NXT, I say it more so. But if you have time, go out of your way to watch Pete Dunne versus Kyle O'Reilly for the UK Championship. You know, people can complain about how Pete Dunne doesn't defend the title often enough, which that is a valid argument. But when he does, it's always a great sight to see. And this was one of those sights. Finish of the match came when Kyle O'Reilly was fucking Pete Dunne up with a series of forearms to the face. Pete Dunne was all dazed and confused. He had him by the arm and was just bah 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 bah. I was like, damn, Kyle, chill. And then he went into Pete Dunne's mouth, took out his mouth guard, and he was about to knock his teeth out, but Pete Dunne dodged it, hit the better end for the pin, and got the win, retaining the championship. And what was a damn good match. After it, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong came out to attack Pete Dunne. He was saved by Danny Burch and Only Lurkin, who came out to equalize the situation, and they had a standoff as we went off. If this would have went off the air this way, I would have been happy. I'm not saying I'm mad with the way it went off air, but I think it should have went off air like this. You know, high impact. You know, you're going out there hot with this feud, this tag team. I felt like it should have went off the air with this. However, it didn't. I forgot all about Aleister Black. Main event. Well, that was the main event. The main segment here, Aleister Black came out. He was talking about how Lars Sullivan caught his foot, and he was shooketh by that. But he won't be phased by it at NXT TakeOver, because at NXT TakeOver, Lars Sullivan will fade to black. Lars Sullivan then came out, stormed the ring, laid out Aleister Black with 3 freak accidents. Then carried Aleister Black to the announce table where he posed with the title, standing tall, and that's how he went off air. I was like, honestly and truly, this segment should have been placed in the middle of the show or before that match. That match should have ended the show. But I'm not going to complain too much. And actually, I'm not going to complain at all, because this was a great show. I would definitely say you guys should go out your way to watch this show. Even though I think that the placement of the main segment was out of place. Definitely go out your way to watch this. It was a good show. And WWE, Raw, SmackDown, take notes, because your go-home shows are shit. And this is why I'm always looking forward to NXT TakeOver over Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, most times WrestleMania. I'm always looking forward to NXT TakeOver, and then freaking the actual main pay-per-view has to play catch-up. So, yeah. Take notes. Anyway, that was your review of NXT. Thank you all for watching. I will be checking out Lucha Underground probably a little bit later. I need to figure out how I'm going to watch it, because I do not have the El Rey Network or provider to watch the El Rey Network on. So I'm figuring that out as we speak. Expect the Lucha Underground review up by tomorrow morning. Maybe tomorrow evening at the latest. But just expect the review up tomorrow. I love you guys as always, and I will talk to you all later. Peace out.